In some ways, this was a really odd game for the Montreal Canadiens. Michael Pezzetta is out. Raphael Harvey-Pinard is in, or Red Hot Pinard, as I like to call him. Jaden Struble is in, and Caden Gooley is out. He was injured in a bicycle accident with Brendan Gallagher.
Remember that cat you used to have?
Oh, Kiki, that cat. No one's been there to take care of her.
I love her so.
That's not true. He was injured when he played against the Winnipeg Jets the other night, went down and sustained a quadricep laceration. I really don't think the outlook is good. They didn't give us a time frame here. They said he would be out indefinitely. I can't see how that's not the end of his season. But the last time they faced Minnesota was back in November maybe, and they got shut out 3-0. The difference was they faced off against Gustafsson, and they only put 19 shots on net. Did they do better tonight? Let's talk about it.
The worst picture of all time.
All right, let's get this out of the road. If you watch the entire game and don't care about whether or not this game gets spoiled right off the bat, stick around. If you're tuning into this video because you want me to kind of recap the game and you find out holistically at the end who won or who lost, maybe fast forward like 2 minutes. All right, now that they're out of the room, oh my gosh, what the heck was that? That was brutal. They knew what they had to do. They knew that they had to put a lot of shots on Fleury, but they couldn't do it. Minnesota does have that suffocating style of defense, and they did a really good job demonstrating that against the Habs tonight. A lot of blocked shots. The forwards weren't able to get into those kill zone positions to make the shots, and the defensive players were the ones that were having to put the shots on the net. You saw that Hudson, had a few shots. I think he ended with 3. Yeah, Hudson had 3 shots. Xhekaj had 1. Savard had 1. Carrier had 1. That's like 1/3 of the shots that were taken tonight by the Canadiens. That's awful. The only individual that could really do it was Josh Anderson with 5 shots. And, Anderson's shot percentage. Anyway, I hope they can get back to their winning ways because this is not helping the momentum of the channel. I don't know if you've noticed, but videos where the Montreal Canadiens lose get about 1/4 the views that a video where they win get. At this rate, if they keep losing, I'm never going to make it to 10,000 subscribers. And I want to make it to 10,000 subscribers because I have a cool surprise in store for everyone. But without further ado, let's get into where we start all the time, where we're starting all the time. It's the opening starting lineup. So our forwards, we have Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Laine, Doc, Newhook, Anderson, Dvorak, Gallagher, Harvey-Pinard, Evans, Armia. And the defensive pairings, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Matheson, Carrier, I like that. Xhekaj, Hudson, I like that. Struble, Savard, I like that. And finally, in net, we have Dobesh. So you're seeing them have to make do with what they got on the defensive pairings with Gooley out. Yeah, they had to make a couple of different decisions, and they're trying out something new. I did not love what I saw with Matheson and Hudson, and they've moved away from that, and they moved away from that last game, right? But I think that there's something to be said about having a highly defensive-minded defenseman and an offensive D on each pairing. I'm not necessarily saying that's what's happening here, but with Matheson and Hudson, yeah, for sure. Anyway, the puck drops, and right off the bat, we're seeing that the referees might want to have influence on this game. They ignore a very blatant interference call on Newhook. Why would they not call this? They saw this the whole way through. That's okay, because I'm sure that they'll give us a power play this game, right? Because at this point, I think it's been, 5 or 6 periods where the Habs haven't been able to go on a power play. It really feels like, and I know that it probably feels like this in different fan bases, but it feels like the referees are getting together before the game and saying, hey, I've got like $5,000 on Minnesota tonight. So can we just, can we do something about that? So the game has been kind of still. Hudson is trying to make things happen, but he gets leveled. So far, Xhekaj is looking good on the second pairing, and he's bringing the puck out, getting hooked by Marcus. Is it Marcus Foligno? He's hooking him so bad that he loses his stick. No call. That is number 2 for missed penalties. But what they don't miss is Doc tripping. Who is it? Rossi? Yeah, he's going to be caught tripping Marco Rossi. So that's Kirby Doc going into the box, but take a look at this. I don't know if you'd call that a trip. That kind of looks like he tickles his big toe. To me, this looks like an embellishment. I would have called this an embellishment on Rossi. So really at this point, the Montreal Canadiens should be on their third power play. They kill off that penalty to Doc, however. And then we see Anderson trip. This is all in the first period. Anderson is livid. He hates that he does not get a call here. And just before the first period ends, Laine gets probably the best shot of the whole period at getting a goal. That will mark the third shot of the game. So we're going into the second period, 8-3 shots for Minnesota. And Ogren is going to open up scoring for the Minnesota Wild. This is an unfortunate one. What happens is Carrier trips. He removes himself from play, but he also removes Dobesh's stick. Not long after that, Caulfield is interfered with at the blue line. No call. And then I think not long after that, probably within the period of time that the Montreal Canadiens should have been on a power play, Marco Rossi makes it 2-0 after Hudson leaves the puck out of the offensive zone, trickle down. Jack-Eye is having to defend against a 2-on-1. He does not play it well at all. And Rossi is in easy alone. Puts it past Dobish. Not too much else happened in the second period. The shots are 16-8 for Minnesota. The puck drops in the third period. Minnesota is 19-0-0 after leading after 2. So the odds are certainly stacked in Minnesota's favor. They're up 2-0. Montreal has only taken 8 shots so far. It's in the third period. Your money's going to be on Minnesota for this one. But Montreal starts to show some signs of life. There's a bunch of action in the O-zone.
And without a stick, he gave his son Anderson. Oh! Kick stop Fleury, unreal! Vintage Marc-André Fleury.
But after a missed holding call in Savard, Shore takes it back the other way, makes it 3-0 for Minnesota.
Devin Shore reaching for it, steals, Shore!
It's getting ridiculous. The crowd is booing the refs at this point. They're chanting the refs, you suck. Refs, you suck. And the refs definitely heard them because you know what? Eriksson Ek is going to take a penalty, cross-checking. This is the first power play that the Habs have gotten in 7 periods. It really feels like the refs are out to get them. So St. Louis loads up his first power play line, lets them play a full minute, and they get this chance.
Caulfield spinning, oh, and he missed.
And that's about it. The Habs are trying to make something happen. Anderson gets dumped in front of the net. No penalty. There's about 4 minutes left. St. Louis says, all right, pull Dobesh. They're working around the puck in the offensive zone. Hudson passes the puck to Gaudreau. Gaudreau brings it down a little ways and pots the puck in the empty net. 4-0 for Minnesota, and that is how it ends. The shots in favor of the Wild, 27, nearly 30 shots on goal for the Wild. Canadiens did not break 20 shots. 19 shots. They tied their last game against Minnesota. So Minnesota is very consistent in terms of shots. Penalties, I'd say that they need a bit better discipline, but the referees would disagree with me. They thought they were very disciplined. What was kind of nice about this, if you're a hockey fan, this is probably Marc-André Fleury's last game in Montreal. He announced his retirement. I think he announced his retirement last year, actually, but he stayed on for another year. He said he's going to give it another go, and Montreal sent him out in a great way. The fans were cheering him on. The Habs lined up for Fleury. They shook his hand. Everybody had a chance to say something to him. He even stopped by to say hi to St. Louis, Letowski, and Robidas. So a nice moment for Maff. But a discouraging and scary moment for the Montreal Canadiens. This was a homestead. This was supposed to be, a couple of good games at home, and they lost 4. So we're definitely seeing a different version of the Montreal Canadiens. And am I worried? Yeah, I think I'm definitely worried. I'm going to be really relieved when Heineman gets back, but without Caden Gooley, they're really going to have to dig deep and find something to find that charge again, to find their winning way. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you who wish me a happy birthday, thank you so much for wishing me a happy birthday. It was a great birthday. This month really took its toll on me. I'm just glad that I got to spend time with my family. It was really neat that I got to go see my son at school. We didn't drag him out of school to spend time with me on my birthday, although I did take time off work. I went and read his kindergarten class a book, Miss Susie, about a little squirrel. And it was just, yeah, it was really cute seeing the kids. They were listening to me. I had a captive audience. Hope you're all doing all right. We're going to find some wins. It's going to turn around. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video. It helps me out with search results or something like that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.